So which one and adjacent? I did this differently last year. I bet we get the same answer. I did it differently, but it should be fine. Yeah, I'd use tangent. So it's equals opposite over adjacent. Solve that. And when you solve, you get x equals 15 divided by a step. I don't have much room to work with here, okay? Calculator. I did not do that last year because I did this problem differently. Better get the same answer. Divided by tan. If mode is radians, better change that to degrees. 12.659. 12.62. And the reason why it's different is because I rounded. So I found that this is 12.59. I'll get rid of the x and the a, and I don't need the o anymore. Alright, so now I better put that decimal point there. I know that's 12.59. That's the distance from the ship to the cliff. What I did last year is I said, okay, if this is 50 degrees, then that's 40 degrees. And then I used the 40 degree routine to find this, which means I would use opposite way. And that's why my answer was slightly different. Trying to figure out. Not really quite sure what I did last year or why I did it that way. Seems like that was more work. The way I'm doing it this year makes more sense. Alright, next, I know this is 12.5. To find this part of the cliff, I already know this part's 15. So I'm going to use this triangle. So I'm going to use my 70 degrees this time. Trying to find this one, which is my O, and I'll use 12.59, my adjacent. Does that make sense? So I would set up my trig ratio and I'd say opposite adjacent, so I'd say tan of 70 over adjacent. Solve for x. Type that in your calculator. That's 34. So I think I have enough info. The height of the cliff. Let's do that first. The height of the cliff is we have the 15, and then we have the 34.59 I just found. 15 plus 34.59 is what, 49.59? And we're talking about feet. And then the distance from the ship is, well, we found that, 12.59 feet. Did I answer the question? Pay attention, they might ask you for more than two things. This was more of a complicated problem because you have looking up and looking down. Most of the time it's just looking up or looking down. Now what I find very interesting, are you guys done copying? Is last year, it's hard to tell where I started, but I did the problem a whole different way. And I did tan of 70, I used the cosine function, and I can't really follow my work because I don't remember what I was doing last year. But notice, I still got the same answers, 49.67, approximately the same thing. And last year I didn't even answer the other question, the height of the cliff. Oh wait, the distance from the ship was 12.62. See how I never really answered? Last year I chose a different method to solve it. Depending on how you're trying to look at the problem, one here, and you could here, depending on the triangle you use, which could result in trig ratio. So when you're asking which one you're wanting to use, okay? All right, we're going to do one more. And it's so nice when they draw pictures. The angle of elevation of the top of it is 30 degrees. What do you think? This one, right? No? The angle of the elevation of the top of a tree is 30 degrees. I'm pretty sure they mean this is 30 degrees. Because this is your side of vision looking straight ahead. This is 30 degrees up to the top of the tree. It's 28 feet away from the foot of the tree. So where you're standing, there's your side, 30 degrees. Point 28 feet away from the foot of the tree. So this is 28. Find the height of the tree. So what is h? And I'm going to change h to x so we don't get confused with hypotenuse, okay? So if you know the angle of elevation to the top of a tree and you know how far away from a tree you are, you can figure out how tall the tree is. Trees usually grow up and down. This is my opposite is the tree. This is my adjacent. So using O and A as the tangent function, and I would say the tan of 30 degrees is O over A, and then solve for x. And you get approximately 16.16. So I would say the height of the tree is 16.16 feet. Technically I should be adding the word approximately because we don't know for sure completely 100%, but it's around 16 feet tall. It's a short tree. Questions on this? Basically, it's can you work with word problems and then use SOHCAHTOA. Number 6, I think we've done enough examples. Spire, that's like the top of the building. You're looking down on two cars. And one's at a 25 degree angle, one's at a 40 degree angle, so how far away are the cars from each other? Looking at the time, I think 5 examples was plenty. So what was the skill? It was solve angle of elevation and depression problems. think I may have only been at 3 last year when I taught this. The more you teach something, the higher you go. So the best way to move up a level is just to keep teaching something. So if you have a friend in the class that's kind of annoying you, asking you tons of questions, just keep in mind, the more you explain to them, the more you will understand. Same thing with me. Over the years, math I understand way more than I did before. How sad there is no Excel for that. Couldn't find one. Second, your homework. $10:30, due on Halloween. Due tomorrow. We're almost done with this unit, just so you know.